All right, for some of you that doubted me, here's the 5090, and then my 4090 is in there. So let's talk data, right? Let's talk data, because you guys wanted to know what the differences are. That's it installed there, just so you can see. Got the Astral liquid cooler. So before I uninstalled my 4090, I went ahead and wrote down some data, right? You know, I was looking at performance between the 4090 and the 5090, and these are the games that I compared it with, right? It was the new Call of Duty Black Ops, Black Myth Wukong, Red Dead Redemption 2, and then the Battlefield 2042, right? Something that you should know is that the GPU was overclocked, the 4090. I overclocked it, and then I also have numbers of the 4090 non-overclocked, right? So for Warzone, for Call of Duty, I did Warzone. You know, I wanted to choose a variable that I can control, which is kind of like the same maps. For the two Warzone maps, I chose the Resurgence, so I can spawn back if I happen to be killed, obviously while collecting this data. It was the Area 99, and then there was the Rebirth. And then I also did the built-in benchmark that the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 comes with, just to collect more data. So just let's run through the numbers for Call of Duty first. For 99 non-DLSS, I was getting on my 4090. I was getting FPS of 99 to 120, and this is everything maxed out, right? 99 to 120 FPS. I would say this is, you know, I somewhat saw an average of 110, and this is obviously just my numbers, what I saw. You know, of course, the average is obviously not fully accurate, so to speak, being that I just try to look at the FPS counter and see what number I saw the most. I don't know. That's not. I don't believe that's like pure accurate data. But anyways, with DLSS, I saw 130 to about 170. And that's for 99. So the most I got, everything maxed out, was 170 FPS. For Rebirth, I got from 100 to 120 non-DLSS. There's my interesting average here, and then this is the prison. The prison had more structures, or more I guess structures that the game has to calculate, so it's more intensive. So I got a little bit lower FPS here, 90 to 100 at Rebirth, and with DLSS about 130 to 180. Then I ran the benchmark. This is obviously what the game spits out as your accurate average based off of the benchmark tool, the map it uses, right? So for the DLSS average, for the non-DLSS average, I was averaging about 93 FPS. For the DLSS average, I was averaging 136 FPS, right? So these are 4090 numbers for when the GPU is overclocked. When the GPU is not overclocked, I didn't feel like, wait, No, I'm sorry. Yeah, when the GPU is not overclocked, I ran the benchmark, and for non-DLSS, I was averaging about 88% FPS, and that's in comparison to 93 FPS from overclock. And then for the DLSS average benchmark, I was averaging 128 FPS, while the overclocked 4090, I was averaging 136 FPS. Now here's the 5090 in comparison. Same benchmark. Non-DLSS, I'm averaging 109 FPS on the 5090. And then with DLSS on, I'm averaging 156 FPS with the 5090. So as you can see there, I'd like to say that's pretty significant FPS. I mean, heck, it's a big difference going from this to this. I'll tell you what, right? I mean, I feel that for sure. I mean, it just feels smoother. I mean, I'm very sensitive to FPS. All right, well, Warzone, got 99, Area 99 here. Non-DLSS, DLSS numbers, here it is, 80 to 120. This is number 120 to 150. Here's my own personal average from just the numbers that I saw. And as you can see, comparing it to 99 up here, this is the overclocked GPU, non-overclocked GPU. I was seeing about this much. And, you know, then again, guys, you just got to realize that this is just what I see, right? Like FPS is going up and down. And I try to look at the least FPS I see in every scenario. I just kind of walk around the map and trying to find the most FPS I see in every scenario. In order to get the least FPS, I go to an area where there's a bunch of structures and stuff like that. And most FPS is usually just like typically walking around or something like that. And also I kind of what do you call it? I round up, so to speak. You know, I'm extremely liberal with these numbers, right? So for example, let's say you know, for 99, I was seeing more like 89 FPS is the lowest. I'll just put it back and I'll just say, you know, from the range of 80, just in case to account for plus or minus, you know, whatever FPS or whatever lows that I missed, right? And the same thing for this here, you know, if I'd see, you know, 110, 115, I'll just round up to about 120 to account for whatever I miss. And then same here, 80 to 120, 130 to 150, right? And that's kind of what I was seeing here. This one was 130 to 180, 80 to 120, 100 to 120. Overclocked 4090 versus non-overclocked. Now here are the 5090 numbers. 5090, non-DLSS, Area 99, map. I was getting 90 to 150, right? And I was seeing a higher average, right? This one says 105 average. This one definitely showed a lot higher average. And then this one here, 140 to 200, you know, constantly with the 5090, I was seeing about 200 with DLSS on. And I'd say it averaged around 180. This one averaged around 140. Here for Rebirth, 80 to 100 to 150 here. And heck, you can compare this with the overclocked numbers, right? 99, it's showing 99 to 120 FPS. Well, yeah, well, that's the non-DLSS FPS. And I'm showing 99 to 150 here. So 5090's got a leg up on it. And then there's the DLSS numbers, 140, 200. And for this one, the DLSS numbers, it's 130, about 170. So this is definitely, I mean, you know, I don't, you know, you guys can talk a lot of shit because you can't afford some, but there's definitely gains for sure. And I spent a long time trying to collect this data, and this is legit data, right? Black Myth Wukong, right? They got a benchmarking software in the game, so ran the benchmark. 4090 was showing about 71 FPS. And then I played in the same world, which is like the fifth chapter, showing 50 to about 80 FPS, man. It's got, you know, it wasn't really that fun, but compare that to the 5090. I ran the benchmark tool on it, had an average 103 FPS. And obviously same world, I was seeing 100 to 125 FPS range, right? Red Dead Redemption 2, they have a benchmarking tool. Benchmarked it, got 86 FPS. Benchmarked it with the 5090, got 140 FPS. Them are huge margins, right? Them are some huge margins. And you can feel it, for sure. All right, going on next. All right, so 3D Mark, just, you know, typical, right? My 5090, this is obviously non-overclocked. I was getting this score on the Time Spy Extreme. Might I stress the word extreme, not the regular Time Spy, the extreme one that runs it in 4K, right? Because I know some of you idiots essentially gonna be posting regular Time Spy number. Oh, look, I fucking got 30,000. And then you look and it's the regular Time Spy. This is the extreme version. Anyways, here's my GPU score, then my CPU score. As you can notice, CPU didn't change much. They're about the same one, and this with the 5090. That's my GPU score, and that's my CPU score. And you know, big difference in the score. And might I add, 5090 is not even overclocked yet, by the way. But now there's these scores. These aren't the overclocked scores. This is bone stock. So bone stock to bone stock, so to speak, right? Battlefield 2048, or I'm sorry, 2042. I might have put 48. Nope, put 42 here. Okay. All right, I did a couple tests here. I ran it non-DLSS, then I did non-DLSS with the ray tracing, then I did DLSS with ray tracing, and then just DLSS by itself with no ray tracing. Them are the averages, and y'all could compare the difference here with the 5090. As you can see with the 5090, I was definitely tipping into the 200 FPS, right? And with the 4090, I wasn't. If you notice, all their highs is the lows for the 5090, right? Do I have that same trend going on here? Yeah, somewhat. All the highs are relatively the lows for the 5090. So there you go. 4 games and 1 tester, sweet tester, whatever you want to call 3D Mark tested here. And from what it seems like the 5090 is marginally, I mean, you can see this is huge margins. And definitely pushes and enables you to run 4K a whole lot better. If you got 4K monitors, it helps you run it, you know. All I can say is this sumbitch is the truth.